Today we'll be looking at how scientists communicated with people while they were lucid dreaming. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is Mr. Singularity, where we explore the scientific and technological breakthroughs shaping the future as we know it. We've conducted deep Earth drilling, Mars rover exploration, and numerous other far-flung astronomical observation projects. Dreams, on the other hand, remain enigmatic, weird, and all over the place. That seems impossible. Persons who dream are fast asleep and oblivious to the outside world. A groundbreaking study published last week in Current Biology suggests that it is possible to talk to people who are actively dreaming. It's complicated information. The participants, located across 4 labs, were able to help answer math problems using facial expressions and eye movements. Wake up one group of sleepers and have them respond to the outside world in real time. Our experimental goal is like finding a way to talk to an astronaut who is in another world, except this time the astronaut is in fact an invention. This is nuts. Over time, sleep-related dreams have relied on human recall, which of course includes memory distortions, confusion, and inaccurate details. The latest research allows us to interact with people while they are asleep, retrieve their dreams, and even change them. So exhilarating to attempt the seemingly unattainable. We can now explore the dreaming state directly and interactively. There will be more investigations, such as a sleep-dependent learning and sleep-based memory retention, or as a new form of psychotherapy, helping patients who suffer from nightmares in real time. Use less restrictive states to do creative work like writing or drawing. Or even for enjoyment, a dreamer can be led into a fantasy scenario of their choice. One caveat: not all dreams have overlapping themes. To function, you must be able to lucid dream. Dream worlds. Dreams are incredible paradoxes. While we are unconscious, the brain creates entire imaginations from bits and pieces of our daily experiences, along with our own histories and subconscious notions. While dreams are so ubiquitous that they seem mundane, most people aren't interested in hearing about someone else's midnight mental excursions. Scientists have long been fascinated with them as a surrogate for the mind. For example, Sigmund Freud famously examined dreams via his psychoanalytic perspective, linking dream interpretation to various inner wish fulfillment fantasies. Dreams have recently been studied under the banner of sleep cognition, which experts believe may be beneficial to memory. Our brain activity goes through cycles of activity when we sleep. Dreams are common during REM, rapid eye movement sleep, which is named after its defining feature. Our eyes dart all over the place. REM sleep has been linked to the brain rewinding and recreating its experiences from the previous day in a fast-forward motion, so that critical memories linger around, a process known as memory consolidation. Another school of thought believes that dreams are our brain's method of subtly shaping our neural networks so that a prediction does come true. We can learn faster and more efficiently. But the truth is, we have no idea why we dream, what neuroscience is involved, or how the contents of a dream relate to experiences or memories. What if we could simply question the individual who is asleep while they're dreaming? Deep contact. The team did not include any ordinary sleepers in the current analysis. They had access to the minds of lucid dreamers. The concept of lucid dreaming seems like something out of a late-night advertisement. While most of us are simply passengers in our dreams, pulled around by our subconscious minds, lucid dreamers become aware that they are dreaming while sleeping. Once they are aware, they can intentionally control the content of their dreams to their heart's content, free of the restrictions and physical limitations of the real world. This quirk enables lucid dreamers to converse with the outer world through eye movements. Researchers can distinguish these dream episodes using the brain's electrical activity patterns while measuring their brain waves with EEG, a swim cap embedded with electrodes worn like a beanie. The researchers invited 36 persons with the ability to lucid dream into 4 labs dispersed across the United States, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. The volunteers were not all expert dream astronauts. While some could easily enter a lucid state, others were newcomers to this form of dreaming. The participants were then trained on a series of pre-planned question and answer responses by the scientists. Moving the gaze quickly from the right to left, for example, indicates yes or 1. After that, the subjects put on their brainwave monitoring headgear and went to sleep. Then comes the truly strange portion. The 4 teams tried to communicate with their sleeping participants in somewhat different ways, something that would never be done in a multi-center scientific study since it adds confounding factors. Nonetheless, some scientists welcome the uncertainty. If all 4 experiments can elicit real-time communication between the sleeping and the waking, it is strong evidence for their central hypothesis, that we can communicate with others who are lucid dreaming. The German team had possibly the most difficult experimental formula. While the dreamers were awake, they were taught Morse code. The team utilized a series of Morse code beeps to ask the subjects yes or no questions, or simple math tasks while they entered REM sleep and attained lucid dreaming. For example, what is 3 plus 1? This can be converted into Morse code. While confirmed sleeping based on their brainwaves, the dreamers would roll their eyes left to right 4 times, signaling the answer 4. It gets crazier. Other teams merely chatted to the dreamer after determining that he was lucid based on his eye movements. The French team, for example, inquired whether the individual enjoyed chocolate. Another team tapped a math problem such as 8 minus 6 onto the skin of the volunteers. It is wonderful to sit in the lab and ask a number of questions, and then somebody might really answer one, said Northwestern University researcher Karen Konkoly. It is a very fulfilling form of experiment to conduct. While they're still asleep, you can see it right here. In total, the scientists were able to acquire the correct answer 18% of the time out of 158 attempts to communicate with the dreamers. Only a little more than 3% of the trials were answered incorrectly by the dreamers. The success rate may appear to be paltry. When identical tests were performed during non-lucid REM sleep, when external communication was most likely non-existent, the success rate dropped to 0.2%. The fact that response signals were extremely rare throughout these communication attempts adds confusion to our argument that correct signals were not spurious, but rather represented successful examples of communication during lucid dreaming. A woven narrative. Even more intriguing, when the participants awoke, they stated that the questions had been incorporated into their dreams. One guy, for example, stated that he was at a party with friends when the scientist's voice appeared from the outside, much like the narrator of a movie. Another reported hearing finger tapping while fighting against goblins in his dream and was shocked he could do math in battle. Even after waking up, a few respondents remembered their replies. Aside from being incredible, the study raises some intriguing considerations regarding altering the contents and emotions of a sleeper's dream. Could we assist someone away from a nightmare using light, sound, or speech? Could we use dreams to improve sleep in patients suffering from depression, anxiety, or PTSD? And how would interactive dreaming impair the brain's usual ability to inquire or imprint past memories? We have a lot of different concepts that we are excited to put to the test. What's your take on this? Whose dream would you like to talk to in a dream? Let me know down in the comments below, and check out one of these other videos. This has been Mr. Singularity, and I'll see you on the next one.